What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Help Coin, where you can fix your crypto. I'm Ripple Van Winkle, and I'm your boss. I hope everyone is having a great day. Monday, December 30th. The new year is coming up in just 2 days. 2025 is going to be a very exciting year. What we've all been waiting for. I can't wait. I'm excited. I know that a lot of lives will be traded in 2025. And the biggest bull run we've ever seen in cryptocurrency is almost here. I want you to be ready. I hope you're safely buckled up. I hope you've been making the most of the current drop. Still, my opinion is very strong. Even so, it's still very positive. Bitcoin is still not going to crash below $90,000. That is all tied together out there. Do not be afraid. Rip is here. I thought I would cover you since we're going to talk about Bitcoin in this movie. We are going to talk about Bitcoin's daily and weekly time frames. What we are going to talk about next will set up the next step we are going to take. We are going to look at the XRP chart because we are still holding strong. Please excuse me. Following that, we shall hear what the big boys are up to. That's right, you don't need to know. Don't forget that they don't need you to notice. We can't say it out loud. They want to move without being seen. It's important for them to keep quiet about it. We know what we're doing, though. We have a clip. They will get in touch with you. Word for word, without having to say, do parents sit down, lower back, loosen up. Let's jump into a Bitcoin worth $93,734.00. It's down 1.39% in the last 24 hours. At the moment, Ethereum, which is worth $3,415, is up 0.48%. Both the US, dollar in the US, dollar are now worth 99 cents as XRP. $2.07. That's right. It shows some lifestyles every hour, but it's down almost 5% in the last 24 hours. With a market value of $3.28 trillion, the total value of all cryptocurrencies could slowly go down. Where can we cross from here, folks? Do you think the markets are about to go down even more? I don't think so. I don't think there's a further down. Could the movement go down a little more? But it might not be too far for Bitcoin to fall to $990 to $92,000 before it starts to rise again. As promised, here's a piece of writing that was just released last night from the Crypto Minute talking about, or to a deeper drop, be ahead of. The price of Bitcoin did not go over $95,500, according to the report. Bitcoin is back below 94,500 Bitcoin, and it has went back to its support area, which is now at 91,200 Bitcoin. It says Bitcoin's straight drop from 96 to 5 was the start of its fall. The price is now trading below $95,500 on the 1 hour simple moving average. On the hourly chart of the Bitcoin to US dollar pair, a joint and bearish trend line is forming with opposition at $94,000. In the event that this pair goes above $92,500, it might want to start another rise. What are you paying attention to right now in Bitcoin? Very simple. It should be more than $92,500, which is what it is now. We should be able to see that if it happens. Run from 94.2 to 94.5. That's where its current resistance levels are, which means the road is open up to 95,000 and then to 98,100. Up to this dollar, there's a lot of opposition. There's a 100% range on Bitcoin, which we've talked about before as a major psychological block. And the businesses and people who run the markets are, because they might not be ready for it to happen when we do leave. Very easy. Bitcoin is going to go over $108. For the first time ever, it will be too high. It could cost anywhere from $115,000 to $135,000 just to start the birthday party and celebration. Allow us to now focus on this. Let me make sure that the music is ready to go for them. Indeed, these are the big boys. They're slowly but surely accepting blockchain, but it's a huge deal that most people don't know about. As of now, the assessments that banks have made with blockchain creation behind the scenes have not been made public. All of this has something to do with what we were talking about. In order to get in, they aren't ready. They have not told you that the water is safe. They haven't given you the go-ahead to start investing in crypto yet. But as we've heard them say, you know that everyone should have a good percentage. We heard that anywhere from 3% to 10% was set aside for Bitcoin. When people talk about Bitcoin, they're talking about the market for cryptocurrencies, the market for virtual assets, and the market for virtual assets. From what I've heard, they've tokenized a money market fund. And it seems that because it was tokenized in such an easy to use way, that one cash market fund actually doubled their assets in the first month because so many people used it. At the same time, people have been interested in getting more output. BlackRock is working with JP Morgan. They have also turned a cash trading fund into a token. In that case, acceptance and product market fit are really clear. Unfortunately, it doesn't make the search engine news because we're all so focused on just hardcore crypto stuff. The so-called big boys are slowly but surely joining the blockchain era below the radar, but in a big way, that's where you cross. I suggest that they use their plan or script. It's outside, they're now in, they're on their way. We already know how this ends. We can see where these markets are going. We know who all the big players are. The financial institutions or people who send money, all of them will be ways to use blockchain creation. You can look at this while we look at the Bitcoin picture. At the moment, we're chilling at assist. We have support right above it at $94,000,000. If that gets broken, it will let in up to 98 to 100,000 people. That's what matters. Sticky thing first, then the important thing. Hurdle is at 178 right now. Quantity on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, and amount everywhere is great. A lot of people are feeling shaky and tired. They're scared. They're going crazy. They're lost. We long-term holders, on the other hand, have been in crypto for a long time and understand the system and the process. These are the beautiful charts that Dr. Profits put out here that show where Bitcoin will go. He tells us that the gold chart for the week can be seen on the left. On the right, you could see the daily Bitcoin chart. So each day of the week left, he says that Bitcoin seems to be following the same shape, even though the time frames are very different. What's even more interesting is that we will figure out how much faster Bitcoin is moving than gold at some point in the main sideways part. Gold went away from Bitcoin main. Bitcoin is a way to send money that is 5 times faster than gold and 1 step slower than gold before the big breakout in each area. According to the study, Bitcoin is moving forward in its market cycles at a much faster rate than gold. Based on the speed ratio, Bitcoin seems to work 5.17% faster. As was already said, this can be seen on this chart. The gold chart shows the price every week. What's Bitcoin is the normal picture, but if we put each chart in perspective, we can see that they all show the same pattern. Now we can guess what might happen next by looking at both maps jointly. Based on the analysis, Bitcoin might only need 28 days to break out of the second part of its sideways movement. This used to be easy, but now it's not. We can see that Bitcoin is following gold, which gives us a great idea of where things might go next. At the moment, Bitcoin has been in a sideways phase for 39 days. However, there are other more important reasons why we haven't seen a rise yet. There is psychological resistance around the $1,000.00 spot, which is one of the reasons. The same thing I've been talking about. It will just take a little longer and then the breakout will happen. According to him, it's very clear that the next big move after the sideways phase could be a breakout towards the areas of 125 to 133.0000.0000, even with the current tether fight and the fear and worry in the market that has caused it. I think the bottom of the neighborhood might be very close. Charts are very important here. The breakout is almost here. We know it's going to happen. We're just trying to figure out the exact second it will happen. We are aware of what is going on in Q1. The question is whether this will happen while in Q1. I need to know how to sneeze. We now declare this to be bullish on XRP. However, we are still strong at this point. The picture shows that $297 could become a line of resistance. We've turned it over again and are trying to show $277 into guide $196. A lot of time has been spent talking about the focus.